Florida substantially changed that framework with their House Bill 837 back in 2023, where it's considered bad faith. It used to be under third party, which is when someone else you're going after, or first party if you're going after your own insurance under uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist. Now, when they changed the House bill, they made it that there's certain parameters you got to get, certain procedures that I'm not going to get crazy technical about it. But piece by piece, you have to hit these key points to demonstrate that they could have resolved it within the policy limits and should have done so in good faith and failed to do so. And you gave them every reasonable opportunity to do so, and you hit all the time frames that the law requires and all the requests that the law requires to give them notice that they have this option and they still have not done so. In that scenario, you can basically get a judgment in excess, say it's $1 million and there was only 100,000. Then you have to go through a new trial. You go through a complete separate bad faith trial to prove that they had all these options, they failed to do so, and they acted in bad faith. Now, once you do that, if you're able to prove that in the separate trial, then they are awarded all of those extra fees, and they can be awarded to any number.
Let's talk about bad faith, because I've heard this many times before, and I'm not sure I completely understand the concept of bad faith. I mean, conceptually, I understand that the insurance company is trying to screw somebody over, and they're not being honest, and they're not maintaining their deal. But can you maybe put a finer point on that than the generalization?
Yes. The simplest way I would kind of describe it is you have a case that demonstrates there is clear liability. There is clear damages that are in excess of how much money they have as total maximum. There really is no question as to why they have not resolved it right now at this moment, and they have all the information at their disposal to resolve this. They're delaying it unnecessarily. They're not reviewing it properly. They're not doing something that they should be doing in good faith to resolve this claim within their policy limits. And you've given them the opportunity to do so. You've asked for that 100,000. You're like, hey, this person can no longer walk. They are now a quadriplegic because of this accident. They were rear-ended. It's clear that the moment happened right afterwards. Here's all the evidence. Here's everything. Please tender your policy limits of $100,000 within 60 days. 60 days later, they don't even answer. They don't respond. They don't do anything. That is not acting in what's considered good faith. Now, at that point is where you can basically go forward and keep proceeding saying, I've got to represent the best of my. You're not resolving this in what should be a very easy case and very easily resolved. You didn't do so. Now I've got to push forward and do what I have to do and represent the.
Have you had one of these cases that that went that direction?
I've never gone to a full bad faith trial, but I have had cases resolve in excess of the policy limits, both in terms of individual contribution, meaning the person had money themselves that they could contribute, and from the carrier offering a little bit of excess, knowing that there was potential exposure for that.
So what is the justification for, when you get, I don't know, maybe you don't ever get into that conversation, but maybe I'm asking you to crawl inside their head, but what possible justification could an insurance company have for doing something in bad faith?
Honestly, I think personally, if I had to guess, it's more laziness than it is anything else. And to act in good dealing is to act in good faith and act appropriately, quickly, and efficiently. And to fail to do something efficiently is bad faith, because you have a code of ethics that goes to adjusters, and failing to abide by that code of ethics, you're acting in bad faith. Now, a lot of them, don't get me wrong, a lot of them have a lot on their plates and things like that, but if you're going to take up that role where you are holding the financial key to someone's life on how they go forward and how they pay their medical bills, pay their debts, and move forward after an accident, you've got to take that seriously in the light that you know that they're looking for this, they're looking for resolution, and you got to be the one who holds that lock and key. If you're going to do that, don't take it lightly and don't take on more than you can handle and know what your limits are. But some people think that they are able to take on more than they can and get caught in drowning over their head. And that's the problem that happens in today's day and age.